I'm Sharon Thompson Shull. I'm 69 years old, and I like to say I'm an active 69-year-old. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and I've been a Boy Scout leader for 45 years. I like to hike, I love to swim, and in my younger days, I was a horseback rider. I trained and showed professionally. That was the beginning of my problems. In my early 20s, I suffered ruptured disc in my lower spine from the constant up and down compression from showing and jumping horses. In my mid-30s, I started having really serious back problems. I was almost paralyzed for 7 months from ruptured disc. That intense pain from the actual ruptured disc went away, but the nerve pain in my hand stayed. My thumb and my forefinger, they were numb. I couldn't feel anything that I touched, but I constantly felt like there were needles sticking in those fingers. The inside of my middle finger burned like it had actually been set on fire all the time. That feeling when you've slept on your arm wrong and you wake up and your hand is just tingling because it's going numb, but you can shake it and get the nerves to wake back up. That's what the nerves in my feet and my hands felt like all the time. There was never a moment out of 24 hours that I was not in pain. My hand was useless, and I am a dominant right-handed person. I quit picking up a coffee cup with my right hand because I was afraid I'd drop it and burn myself. I always picked a cup up with both hands. I love to sew. I had to give up sewing because I couldn't guide the fabric. I like to bake. I actually touched my hand to the upper rack in my oven and burned myself pretty badly, but I didn't really know it because my finger was pretty numb. There were so many things that I had to give up, and then suddenly my feet started burning. I felt like I was walking with a sock balled up under my toes. I felt like I was rocking on my foot, not putting my foot down flat. My feet hurt actually worse than my hand hurt. My hand caused more disability because I was afraid to do things and I couldn't pick things up. My whole life had changed. I couldn't do things that I wanted to do. I couldn't go hiking with my scouts because I wasn't sure of where my feet were. My husband and I would go over to Elkin Park and walk. I tried to remain active, and I would make it through that walk, but that night my feet burned so badly that I didn't sleep. I've never been one to sleep with my feet outside the covers, but in the last year and a half, I couldn't stand to have covers on my feet because it actually hurt. I saw the very best neurosurgeon that Baptist Hospital had to offer. This was a doctor that had served 2 tours of duty in Vietnam, putting spines back together. So I had complete confidence in anything that he said. And he said, absolutely, you are not a surgical candidate. I wouldn't touch your spine. I can't promise you that I'll make it better. I can probably promise you I'd make it worse. Again, back to another neurosurgeon, was told the same thing. We can't operate. And he put me on gabapentin. Yes, it helped with the pain. It didn't relieve the pain, but it helped with the pain. But it had nasty side effects. I felt like I was drunk all the time. I couldn't stay awake. I couldn't speak. And I decided, this medication's just not for me. I don't like taking pain pills, so I lived on ibuprofen, Tylenol. My husband injured his back playing golf or something, pulled muscles, did something, and it just wasn't getting better. So a friend of mine suggested that he see Dr. Saley, and I came with him. Dr. Saley took the x-rays and saw what was wrong with his back. And I was a medical professional the last 10 years of my career life. And I looked at the x-rays and went, oh my gosh, if we had gone first to an orthopedic surgeon or a neurosurgeon, you'd be in surgery right now. And Dr. Saley worked with him doing adjustments, and within 3 weeks, he wasn't in pain any longer. And I came with him to all of the sessions, and I just listened to Dr. Saley. Very patient, very kind, was interested in everything that had led up to this point. And during this time, I was asking him about neuropathy and decided to give it a try. He did the assessment with the hot, the cold, the pin pricks, and determined what my deficits were. And he told me, I feel certain I can help you. Rest assured, we're not going to try medications. Medications just really don't work with neuropathy, so unless you like really bad side effects. So we started with the treatment about a month ago. I'm doing warm water baths with my feet with electrodes in the water, which stimulates the nerves. What he's trying to do is reawaken these nerves in my feet. After about 4 weeks now, I no longer feel like I'm walking on that sock. I can pretty much wear any shoes that I want to wear. I can walk down the steps at my house without feeling like, oh my gosh, is my foot on the step? I know where my feet are. I can actually pick up a cup and hold it in my right hand. I'm sitting here today and I'm not in any pain whatsoever, which is the most wonderful feeling in the world. My husband says I smile again. And my children can tell a difference. I can go to Boy Scouts now, and last night I got out with the kids and we did cooking demonstrations, and I wasn't worried about falling. It's made a total difference in my life and has done it without medication. I haven't taken a Tylenol, an ibuprofen, a gabapentin in over 3 weeks, and life is good.